Hello, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Robert Atkins or Bobby. Why do you got Robert on there? You're throwing me off, man. Either be Robbie or Robert or Bobby. Can't keep going
Oh,
back
you
and
know
forth.
what? I didn't even put that into it. It autofilled. It must have gone because I signed in from Facebook.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway, this we are the Real Estate Jerky Veterans Edition, and we're going to talk VA loans today. We were talking beforehand, and you were saying that you accepted an offer on one of your listings that was a veterans offer, which is I'm seeing a lot more of them being accepted right now, and it's weird because it's only like 6% of the population. So
Yeah, and it's been pretty cool, because I've wanted to have the opportunity to accept a VA loan, but every time we get multiple offers and someone says, "Well, VA," and I go through the whole process and explain, but sometimes they'll pick a different loan. Now, this is my listing, and it's super clean. Like I have no concerns, and they wrote the first offer, and I talked to my seller, and they're like, "Yeah, seems like a great offer. Let's go ahead and do it." So,
good. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I just had one accepted up in Tuolumne County, which is not unusual, but it's just, and it needs some work, right? And we know there's going to be a pest issue. What people don't realize is within VA only needs a short form for pests, which says there's no active pest. They
yeah,
don't, that's all they care about. So as long as you can get a short form done, which is not easy to do these days, it's not California, but it's just some of the pest companies just don't do them. They don't want to do it. They want to do the full. They don't want to do that. So you have to ask ahead of time before you have them do the, inspection, and just say, we need just a short form in case you find anything.
yeah. Because otherwise, they're hoping to pick up whatever works there, right?
Yeah, but some of them go, we don't do a short form.
Yeah,
And then up front, they'll tell you, okay, well, we're not using you then. We're not
yeah,
saying the work's not going to get done, but we just don't have to report, because VA now allows veterans to go ahead and in where we are and wherever there's termites in the southern states and up the coast here, allows veterans to pay for the pest repairs now, which forever they said, no, you couldn't do that. Well, we lost Bobby there. It's his signal. He'll be right back. I'm sure of it. Anyway, so we were talking about VA, and the most important thing for that to be known is signal. Well, you'll be back in studio next week.
yeah, yeah. Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it. No big deal. It's just one of those things. That's why I'm imperative about signal, because it just goes away easily, and you don't know, you don't know about it until forever. And I'm actually getting some stuff changed, and I'm getting 5 gigabyte, not 5 gigabytes, 5. So I have a 1 gigabyte, I have 2 gigabytes, and I'm getting 5. Yeah, I'm actually getting 5 gigabytes. So
No kid, man.
yeah.
But
So so even on my Wi-Fi, I have 600 by 600 right now on my 1 gig, where most people have, if they have Comcast, it's 1 gig download for gaming, but upload's only 26 millisecond. It's small, to
so
max 40. Yeah.
it's crazy, man. I mean, obviously we know technology is always advancing, right? But like when I was in engineering school, it was only like large firms that would have like a gig service, right?
A T line. They would have a
Yeah,
T line. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and now it's like you can get it at your home.
No,
So
it's yeah. And when I first had it put here, it hasn't been that long ago. It's only been 3 months. They were like, you only have 1 gig. And then now I'm having some things changed around. They're like, no, you have 2 and 5 available. I'm like, you sure? Yeah, it just came available. Because the guy told
yeah,
me when he was installing, he goes, all we got to do is change this one box. You guys were the first area. That's why you have the 1 gigabyte. But all we have to do is change out this box, and then everybody will have access to it. And I mean, it's cheap compared to what I mean. If you want 5 gigabytes, it's $250 a month. And this is for business. If you want 2, it's 184, and if you just want 1, it's only 160. That was way cheaper. I was paying 5 plus for Comcast and everything else. Move on,
yeah,
and that includes the phone stuff that I
yeah.
need for
No, I
business. Yeah.
man, I left them years ago because same reason, man.
Yeah, I love cutting the cord so long ago. But back to VA loans before you
Yeah,
went away.
yeah,
What's nice about my new software is if we needed to, we can always pause. So,
gotcha.
um, so we were talking about pests, and I kept talking about it when you went away and came back. That it's so much better now than it ever has been. Vets can pay for it. It's just a regular loan now, completely regular loan. There's no
Yeah.
non-allowables. That's been gone for years. VA can buy up to any price point they want. Anything over the conforming loan limit, we called it jumbo. It just has a little bit different pricing, but it is still a VA loan up to whatever and 100% financing.
Yeah, I'm always a big fan. Obviously, we're partial to VA loans. One, because they're excellent loan packages. Two, because as veterans, we really like to see vets get into homes. So
And
I,
speaking of
I,
that, next week is Veterans Day.
I know, man, that came up quick.
11/11/11.
Yeah.
Most people don't. That's how you remember it. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month.
Yeah.
Armistice. Yeah, was it Armistice Day originally?
Yeah, Armistice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Armistice
Day.
Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Every
sorry. I
year,
was thinking the.
at my kids' school, man, they have all the family members that are veterans come up, and they sing us all like our songs, right? Like Anchors Away and stuff. It's cute.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did
Say
you
what,
want to
what
talk about your listing taking on a VA that you took the offer? It was a clean listing. You knew it was easy. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's how it should be. I mean, most of the houses these days on the market, they're not junk.
No, you know what? I mean, obviously nowadays buyers are much pickier, because you only have like the super qualified, super motivated buyers coming in, and if this property isn't already in move-in condition, they're just going to walk. They're going to go to the next one.
There we go. And I'll do any editing I need to. This is, yeah, it always bothered me when, in the past markets when people wouldn't accept a VA loan because it's like cash. I mean, anything's like cash, but I mean, you're guaranteed. I mean, the ratios there is no real debt to income ratio with a VA loan. It's all about what's left over money wise, right, per person in the household. I mean, because people have asked me, I've had a 73 done back
Like,
in ratio. That
really?
means for every dollar you bring in, 73 cents goes towards all your debt and your mortgage.
Wow.
Yeah, where FHA is really pushing it at 56, but they really look at the other ratio, no more than 46 on that one, 46 point something. That
Yeah.
you have to run the numbers. And conventional is 50 max. But and don't go over like on the other one 40, 40. You have to play with the numbers. Each one matters, but the 50 is a max on the overall, and that's huge because they look at what money's left over and they look at everything, and that's how and they look at other money elsewhere. It's a totally different thing. That's why I've not had 100% one done yet, but I've had a 73 done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially with rates being a little bit higher right now.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure it's pushing those margins even closer.
Yeah, I mean, when the average person needs to make 115,000 to buy a $400,000 house, yeah, you're really pushing the numbers now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's nice
Yeah.
about VA, there is no mortgage insurance like FHA or conventional. There's just the funding fee. And the other reason is I was telling one of the other guys, the reason I want you to go to VA more than anything else is since the rates are so high right now, you're going to be refinancing multiple times and you don't have to have a job to refinance. Right. Sometimes during the recession, people lose their jobs and they can't refinance conventional or FHA because you got to requalify for the loan. Under VA, you don't requalify for the loan, you just refinance the loan.
Now, speaking of which, just off the top of your head, what is kind of like the average cost for a 1% rate buy down on VA?
Well, it's going to it's going to depend on where the market is today, right? You're talking 1% interest rate wise. I
Yeah.
did one. I was looking at it. It was almost $12,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
No kidding.
yeah.
What was
It's
the
not
purchase
cheap.
price?
That was 400,000,
No
395.
kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Because that's what people don't realize. That's why the builders are putting people in the sixes, low sixes, and they're giving them like 25 or 30 grand to do that.
No
And
kidding.
that's how they're keeping their product moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not cheap. It's as you go lower and lower, it gets very expensive. Yeah.
Well,
But the difference is 250, there was like $200, 225 a month. So
I was gonna say. So now, last week we didn't talk. What any updates as far as the market goes, and if we see rates moving downward at all?
Are you there? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I got to replace this Rogue is not my normal road. This is a different one, and it's having a problem with my browser today for some reason.
Oh, no
Uh,
worries.
yeah, it loses my mic a couple times. Anything updates when it comes? Only update that I've seen and talked about is there's no inventory still. I mean, nationwide this week we went up 8,200 nationwide, 8,206. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
500 and I think I have it over here. 562,556 as of end of last year. We're normally at 578.89. That's where we were last year at the time. And in 2015, we were 1,169. So 1.1 million 69,130 on average is what an average year is for us.
Now, does it give you a breakdown as far as like what state has the most inventory?
No, it did not with what I
No.
looked, and guarantee it will 30% of that's 20 to 30% is California of that.
Yeah. No, I just wondered because like I know like places like Texas are still building like crazy. So,
They're
it's like
not, I don't know if they're really building like crazy because there is a slowdown in some places there and
yeah,
also in Florida. So, and some of the, like Tennessee and those places, they're still doing stuff, which is weird. But they were talking about how a third of, typically in this market, a third, any market, a third of all homes has price reductions. And right now, and if you look at the last 3 years, we've had so far this year 39% price reductions, 2002 43%, 2021 28%. So we're still 4% below last year with price reductions. And we're back. Bobby, you went away. You're back again already. Yeah, it's just, this market, there's no inventory and it's not going to come anytime soon. We're not going to have a ton of it. There's just not enough people who have to. 'Cause I was saying this the other day. In order to have a drop or a bubble, you have to have distressed properties. We don't have distressed sellers. We don't have them. Nobody has to sell. Any foreclosure will be picked up and sold and they make money and they go away. Right. I
yeah.
mean, it's
Oh yeah.
still, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I got into contract with 2 weeks ago, it's a flip, um, and it was a foreclosure before, and so they bought it, from the bank back in March and took their sweet time, man, because they got such a great deal, but flipped it, put it on the market, and it looks good.
Yeah, I have one in my neighborhood. They're doing that too. They bought it normal market, and then from older couple, and now I mean it looks like a totally different house. I mean, it's
Yeah,
added so much to it. And what I liked about what they're doing over here is the pavers instead of concrete.
gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I wonder what the price difference is, man. I know the installation's obviously a lot more in depth.
I don't know. You would think if they're doing the whole thing, it's got to be cheaper somehow. Maybe the labor's the cheaper part. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I would like to find out because I know it's a big push right now. Because the pool company I dealt with before, those people who left there, they're doing a paving company. So for pavers. So I want to reach out
Hmm.
to them.
Yeah. Now is that a house that's on Brady?
It's on the corner of Insulin and I can't think of the other name. It's right before Roseburg.
Oh,
So
okay.
so it's close to Brady, but it's on the Insulin side and it's on the corner. So they have a corner lot, which is they're making a huge look to the house.
Gotcha.
Two sides. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, three sides you can see from the streets.
Oh, okay. Is it one of those ones where it has like a huge front yard and like probably a small backyard?
No, it was just a big backyard compared to what I could see, and they enclosed the patio. Like made a patio cover and the garage. They connected to the house and made it bigger.
Gotcha.
They did a lot. There's a lot you can do. They're doing a lot. I mean, it's like the house on Tully and Roseburg. Is that Tully or is that Orange College and Roseburg? That's Tully, right? The old
Totally.
house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally, man. Yeah.
They're
Totally.
making an ADU in the back and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's like, I can't believe they didn't put it back to original. Well, they're trying to make money and nobody else wanted it. So it's all about making money and making room for people.
Yeah. Because they're going to stucco it now.
Yeah. Which, oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody else could have bought it, but nobody else wanted to come up with the money. So
Yeah.
don't
Actually,
complain.
Lisa Braden, I think you know her. She's the one who sold that.
Right. Originally. Right.
Yeah. I think it like 79 grand, something like
Yeah.
that.
It was pretty inexpensive. Yeah.
Yeah. It was in rough shape too, man. But
I'm sure it
hey,
was. Yeah.
better than someone just demoing it and putting something brand new. So good for them.
It still looks so much like it, but it's going to be stucco. And you know what? Some of the older homes had stucco. So it's just easier to deal with all the imperfections of the house going stucco. Yeah,
for sure.
All right, let's call it a day for today, and we'll be back on Thursday. Bobby, thanks for being here. Sorry about the little interruptions that we've had today and checking out the new stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Bob.
I appreciate it, Ed.
All right, my pleasure. All right, everybody else, make it a great day, and thanks for watching. We really appreciate you. Have a great day.